to a century of growing together and knowing the next 100.
Canada, happy Friday. Canada, you are watching the Paralympic Super Series Wheelchair Rugby World Championships presented by Canadian Tire Sports Analytics. And I'm not sure if you can hear it as well as I can, as I am here in Denmark, your host Benoit Run, but it's our national anthem. In about 2-3 minutes, Canada will go against the United States of America in the quarterfinal of these World Championships. Canada has faced and gone to a match against the United States at every single World Championships since 1998 at the beginning. And Canada only won twice. That was in 2002 when we won the championships. The only gold medal that Canada won at Worlds in Wheelchair Rugby. That was in Sweden in 2002. And also in 2014 when Canada won the silver medal, the last medal at the World Championships. It's not going to be an easy task. The United States in the first 7 editions was on the podium at every championship. So if they lose today, it will be the first time that they don't make it to the podium. Alors bienvenue à ces quarts de finale des championnats du monde de rugby en fauteuil. C'est une grande rivalité qui arrive aujourd'hui. C'est le Canada contre les États-Unis d'Amérique dans ce match de quart de finale à ces championnats du monde. Le Canada a réussi à vaincre les Américains à 2 reprises dans le championnat du monde. La première fois c'était en 2002 lorsqu'ils sont devenus champions du monde en Suède. Et la dernière fois c'était en 2014 parce que le Canada a remporté cette dernière médaille du championnat du monde. Il y a déjà alors, grande rivalité comme je le disais car les Américains ont monté sur le podium chacune des éditions du championnat du monde. Et lors de cette édition, ils ont remporté 4 fois le titre de champion du monde. Alors ça va être très relevé. On a bien hâte et le gagnant se dirigera bien sûr à la demi-finale. Et malheureusement, le perdant, il va tenter de se profiler entre la 5e et la 8e position. Les matchs auront lieu demain et dimanche. So the objective is of course to win. Without a win, we don't go to semifinals. So the objective is to win this match, and if we do, we are going to go to semifinals tomorrow. But it's not going to be easy. The good thing is, the Americans lost 1 game against the French team in the round-robin tournament. This was the first. So maybe there's a window, maybe there's an opportunity. But you can see this history, this rivalry has been around for decades. And I encourage you back home after this game to go watch the documentary Murder Ball. It's a documentary that won multiple awards along the years. It was done in 2004, 2005, and it shows that the rivalry between the American team and the Canadian team to qualify towards the Athens Paralympics in 2004. It's really well done, and I encourage you to go watch it. It's very impressive. Let's go to the court for the first quarter of this quarterfinal.
By the time you get to the end, they're worn out. You're not going to see that here.
Certainly not going to see it with USA. They have real strength and depth. And I'm sure you'll see that over the next 32 minutes. 4 quarters, 8 minutes each. Each team has 4 30-second timeouts that they can take. And the tip-off goes the way, well, there's the first little battle won by the 2 high pointers. It's Chuck Aoki who gets the better of Zach Medell, and it's first blood to the United States.
It's always tough when you get the jump or the tip and you control where it goes, but it ends up in the wrong hands.
Medell gets it forward to Moran. Pops that one over the top, and Canada are now on the board.
Caldwell sitting there in the corner of the key, forcing Aoki to choose the pass or the ball.
Josh Wheeler cruising over there. USA going 3, 2, 5, and then a couple, 1, 5, and 1 to get their total of 8 points. You're allowed 8 points in terms of the classifications of the various players out on court at any one time. unless you have a female player, in which for every female player you're allowed a bonus of 0.5. And when USA played last night, we actually had 2 female players at once, didn't we?
Yep, a 9-point line. I don't know that I've ever seen that in international competition, at least certainly not at the Worlds.
13 female players on the 12 rosters here. USA have got 2 of them, Sarah Adam and Liz Dunn. I'm sure we will see plenty of them later on.
Sarah won the player of the match in last night's game against Great Britain.
Yes, when USA really handed a beat down to Great Britain. They were 6 up before Great Britain had even, I think, got their tracksuit tops off and got out onto the court, mentally at least. Medel only has about 5 seconds left on the possession clock, and he is going to be forced to take a timeout. You can see the clock there, top of your screen, 2.1 seconds left, as we have a quick look at Sarah Adam. So 2.1 seconds left, and he looked like he wasn't going to score, so he called a timeout, and that will reset the possession clock to 15 seconds.
You could see even before he called that timeout, he'd pretty much resigned himself to the fact that he wasn't getting in this time. He was going to have to reset it and start over.
Solid defense in the key from the United States. But there we go, manages to pick the lock.
Tried a different play that time and also came from the other side.
So the teams matching one another try for try at the moment, but the slight advantage for the United States in that they A, got the first possession, and B, have forced Canada already to use one of their timeouts. Around to Medel. Ooh, that one was touch and go. Touched and gone, but second bite of the cherry for the Canadians.
USA never possessed it, so shot clock didn't reset. We're down to 15. Morale in the right position. And 4 in the key is the call. So US with the violation there. You can only have 4 or 3 players in the key at any one time, that blue area down by the try line.
Shot clock reset. And Medel scoots around the outside. Aoki has to make sure that he doesn't go out of bounds.
He for that, getting that pick so he can get in there. Nice job by number 11.
This can be tempting for people watching for the first time, or even those, I would say, who haven't played the game. And myself is obviously included in that. You tend to look at the likes of Zach Medel, the high pointers who are scooting up and down the court, but the fact that they are allowed such free passage is down to the solid defensive work, the picks, the blocks, the screens that are put up by their teammates, often the low pointers. Medel taking his time again, or rather being forced to take his time.
He hit Wheeler pretty hard, punched him right across that try line. You're going to see these 2 teams know each other really well. These Canadian players have played in the U.S., every single one of them. You're going to see a lot of chipping, a lot of joking around. There's a lot of mental game going on out there, talking to each other.
And then, yes, once we get to the 3rd and the 4th quarters, then
you'll see looks to each other and smiles and
reminders of past scores and past fumbles and past turnovers.
Or rubbing in a mistake you just made.
Yep. All's good in love and war. And these 2 teams love one another, hate one another in the nicest possible way. So Canada get their noses in front. And their noses are even further in front in terms of possession because Aoki couldn't quite corral that one in.
That was coming to O'Neill, and he chose not to take it, thinking Aoki could get to it, but Aoki had already let up on his push.
O'Neill a 1.5 pointer, so wouldn't quite have the wheels that Aoki has as a 3-pointer.
It was coming right to him, but I think he felt it was coming at his wheel. He just wanted to get out of the way and give it to the sure hands of Aoki.
Speaking of sure hands, Zach Medell files his way over. 4th try for him.
When you talk about impartiality, I have a teammate on both teams. I don't have a dog in this fight at this point because I have too many dogs.
Well, you don't have a dog in the fight because you're in the commentary position.
Right.
So obviously
I just want to see a good game.
We are as impartial as Yaroslav Malic and Kim Yun-ho, who are the 2 referees here. Kim on the left and Malic on the right.
Again, Fredette in there for the pick.
And you're from only just south of the Windsor Tunnel anyway, so
I'm actually north of the Windsor Tunnel, believe it or not.
There we go.
How many people do you know that can say they're north of Canada? Not that many.
There we go.
These guys right here.
Other than those who live in Anchorage and Juneau, perhaps, but there we go. Canada leading it at 8-6, 9-6. Patrick Côté in the coach's box. He will be the more pleased of the 2. Timeout called by Chuck Aoki. Well, it's quite an early timeout, but he didn't think that he was, I presume, didn't think he was going to get the ball over the halfway line, which you have to do within 12 seconds. We have another look at the opening tip that went the way of the USA, but since then, it's all gone the way of Canada.
I think his coach might have told him to call timeout there. You know, there 3 tries is a big deal to change in the first quarter to be down 6-9. I think he wants to have a conversation with him, see if he can get him to calm down a little bit, get back out there and play USA Rugby. Unlike either team to have so many turnovers so early.
It's probably contagious. They might have caught it, the USA team from Team GB yesterday. It was turnovers left, right and centre from the reigning Paralympic champions in the first quarter and into the second. They pulled it back a little bit towards the end, but USA able to cruise home. That meant that they finished second in their group, avoiding Australia and setting up a match-up with Canada. Real
I think they'd almost rather have Australia before Canada.
Yes.
Because Canada has stifled their opportunity to play Australia too many times. At Worlds in Odense and also in London at the Paralympics in 2012. Both times Canada played spoiler, ended up getting a silver medal in both cases, upsetting the USA.
Anthony Letourneau is a substitute who scored that try there for Canada from Boisbriand in Quebec. Fired out nicely to Wheeler. Wheeler, one of a number of University of Arizona Wildcats. The 2 Joshes, Wheeler and O'Neill. Corey Pudabar, who we'll see later on, no doubt. Lee Fredette. Medell, he's an Alberta roughneck, but he's got more clubs than Tiger Woods. That man, he's a gun for hire, playing all around the world. Canada, USA, Australia, Japan.
Well, it's clearly made him a better player too. You can see that he's improved over the years, and I think playing with different clubs and playing different styles and different offenses and
different coaches, yeah, different styles. Yes, as you say, it's You can only, if you're open to it, you can but learn, and people will learn from him as well.
That's what I'm counting on with the addition of Aoki and Debley on my team, so that I can learn. I've been playing 22 seasons, but there's a lot I could learn from both of those guys.
Indeed, the Detroit Wheelchair Rugby Club. Wheeler wheels over, the 42-year-old, been playing for the past 11 years. Been playing at the highest level for the past 11 years, that is.
Originally from Utah.
Popped nicely over the top and just about corralled in there with about a quarter of an inch to go by Cody Caldwell, who's got a lot of family in the crowd here. Plenty of maple leaf flags and signs saying "Go Corey" on the left-hand side of your screen there. Wheeler to Aoki. And Aoki slaloms in between 2 or 3 Canadians. So since that timeout, managed to tighten the screws a little bit.
Yeah, I think Coach Delagrave is probably pretty happy that at least they've stopped the turnover problem, but now they need to start getting some of their own.
Letourneau needs to get it over the halfway line and does.
If they can get the last try and be only down by 2, they'll be happy with the way they finish this.
Yeah, speaking of the last try, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds left, so both teams are going to start looking at time management. It's not just scoring. Scoring's obviously priority 1, but it's when you score, how much time you leave your opponents.
Both teams still with 3 timeouts, so they can use those to manipulate the clock as well.
Now, Aoki's going to get to the end, and you would have thought... No, well, I shouldn't have thought. I thought too soon. I thought he would have wanted to wind that down to around 55 seconds.
USA has dropped into that key. I think they're committing to it at this point. Score quickly, get back, let your defense do the talking. That clearly planned.
That was the Windex play.
One sets him up, the other one knocks him down. So O'Neill will get his 1 minute of rest on the sideline.
Plus another 3 when we have the break at the end of the first quarter. 3 minutes between quarters 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then the longer break is 10 minutes at half-time, so the shot clock reset to 40.
Canada switching to a high-low for this situation with Whitehead and Hirschfield.
Whitehead picking up the ball there, 3-pointer. High-low being 2 high pointers, 2 low pointers. Okay, so 10 seconds to go. They're taking the time because it's 4 on 3. Zach's got the wheels, and he's also got the timeout in his pocket. So he leaves 17.6 seconds on the game clock. The timeout will reset the possession clock that you can see on the right of your screen to 15. So Medell will be hoping then to scoot home with a quarter of a second to go and not leave the US any time for a last possession.
Yeah, the more time they leave, the more trouble it is, because either one of these teams can score very quickly.
Medell's going to have to score reasonably quickly here. He's got Aoki with him. Drops right, then left. 2.5, 1.5, 0.7, 3.6 overall. 0.7 was the one they had to keep an eye on.
Wheeler can throw this ball almost full court.
So now it's bounced and couldn't be corralled. I'd have let that go there, Zach, but you know better than I do. And in any case, the hooter goes at the end of the first quarter. that Canada dominated early on. Tightened up by the USA after that, but still it's the team from north of the border that leads it 15-12 after the first 8 minutes.
Well, and their final victory there was getting, bringing it to 3. But I know that USA would have liked to make that a little closer, but 3 tries is, they've come back from a bigger deficit than that.
They have, and if anyone can do it, they can. They have the skill, they have the depth.
Rio's got a flat, I think. Okay. Don't just go to the give and go. Let's run that screen. Let's get some work on that.
I just catch him with my elbows every time because I know it's coming. I just go hit, hit. I'm not clearing out, I'm pushing. So I push.
That's bold call.
He's on me!
Tony! I'm calling you over. Turn back, crack, let's go.
Canada needed a good start, and that's exactly what they did. 15-12 after the first quarter. The usual suspect, Zach Medel, Trevor Hirschfield, Anthony Letourneau également a fait un super premier quart. Alors, c'est de bon augure. 15-12 après 8 minutes de jeu. Il en reste bien sûr 24, 3 quarts restants. Et j'ai fait quelques recherches. Et les Américains ont toujours été sur un podium, autant aux championnats du monde qu'aux Jeux paralympiques, depuis 1995 aux championnats du monde et 1996 aux Jeux paralympiques. So this is quite interesting what's happening here. This could be history for Canada, but also, unfortunately, for America. I made some research, and the Americans made the podium at every single, yes, World Championships, but also every single Paralympic Games since the introduction of wheelchair rugby in 1996 in Atlanta. So I think this could be it for Canada. They needed a good start, and that's exactly what they did, and hopefully they can maintain that momentum. But so far, I like the patient. They're very calm, they communicate well, and they are patient with the ball. So let's go back to the court for the second quarter, 8 more minutes. We will be back at halftime.
Turnovers per team, per match, the amount of punctures even they have, the equipment changes. We've got some wonderful statistics here that we like to bring you whenever we can, but the main statistic is Canada leads it 15-12. Canada with 2 timeouts. You can see the 2 yellow discs there on the right, USA with 3. So a slight advantage there as far as USA are concerned.
And that call earlier where I thought it was 4 in the key, I think it was a held ball, because if you see now US is inbounding even though they got the first possession, and I knew that the call wasn't right because possession had changed, or it hadn't changed, but they were inbounding from the sideline.
So USA getting possession, getting the inbound at the start of the second quarter. It's always important to score the last try, and possession always key at the start of a quarter, because you're expected to score on possession 9 times out of 10, if not more. So it's always good to have possession.
Canada, 15 out of 15 so far.
Being made to work for them though, and being made to work this time by this tenacious key defense by the USA. You can see the possession clock, 10 seconds, and then Medel just goes, I'll go left, I'll go right, I'll go left, I'll go right. At some point, somebody's going to blink.
The first time he had that corner, Aoki was able to sneak underneath the defense, but when he came out, Rodriguez was able to get Wheelered in there blocking that path so Medel could get that corner.
Fired over the top there to Josh O'Neill. Inbound to Medel. Around, fires it forward and finds that man, Cody Caldwell.
I don't know how Morale got that one through. Aoki had both hands up in the air,
That's how we got it through. So,
Well, Travis followed through with it.
yes, it was, yeah.
And he's got his hand on Aoki and it brought his hand down. I think he kind of brought him down a little bit there.
It was an excellent pass. Maybe left a bit of an arm out there. And then, Umiref, you okay down there, Chuck? Excellent camera work there. And
We'll call that an assist.
Free falling being played by the stadium DJ with a sense of humor.
As long as they leave O'Neill out there like that, he's going to keep doing it.
I said it in the past game, in the interest of balance, we've just had free falling by the lamented Tom Petty, one of my favorite musicians. We need balance. Oh, a timeout just as Caldwell was going to go out of bounds, which would have been a turnover. So that is the third timeout used already by Canada.
He knew he was going to get hit from behind, and he could not recover from how close he was to that line.
Fired all the way back to Medell, who fires it all the way forward again. Around to Medell. The M&M's working well. Oh, that's out of bounds. Aoki getting the better of the battle of the high pointers, and a timeout has been used, and it didn't work in the end.
And that
First
insult
turnover.
that's right in front of the U.S. bunch. They're all chirping at him.
Exactly.
He's not going to forget that one. Wow. That could have been a held ball. Certainly had some hands in there.
Out of bounds. Timeout.
So O'Neill looking at the referee, yelling, timeout, timeout.
Oh, good grief. We've just had two timeouts. We had an out of bounds, two almost out of bounds.
And we're early in the second. There's only 3 timeouts between the two of them.
There we see, it's brilliant from Aoki just to give him the little hip shuffle, knock him out there. Yes, in the interest of balance, there's far too much US music and not enough Canadian. Definitely need to have a word with the stadium DJ. Justin Bieber, oh no, hang on.
Tries to get some Rush out there or something.
Yes,
Maybe some,
exactly. Yeah, Geddy Lee.
Ryan Adams.
So 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Crucial possession this will make it a 1-point game. Joe Jackson.
Canada not looking at him as a threat there in the key. Well, at least they weren't there.
A 3-try game is suddenly down to 1. US with possession and then the turnover. They've also managed to expunge 2 of Canada's timeouts. They'd already used 1 in the first quarter, so Canada down to just 1.
Oh, gets the held ball there. That's a turnover because Canada had the possession now.
Held ball much along the lines of basketball, so taken in turns.
We don't jump here. Wheelchairs just don't do that. I don't think they do it in basketball anymore either, do they?
They do it at,
just at the beginning.
my son's level. It's don't do it in actual jumping. Yes, there's yeah. But there's many a held ball in the under 14s in the Northwestern Sydney competition. I can tell you that one.
I'm sure that's fun to watch.
It's fun to score. I tend to be the scorer, which makes me popular when the boys have won, because they all want to see how many baskets they got, how many assists, how many fouls.
They're having a little trouble getting through, though. Try and set it up again. Adele, though, not going to just sit back and let him do it.
15 on the possession clock. You can see Medell moving left and right. Letourneau getting in there as well. But Fredette is the one who pops up in the middle of the key.
6 players all in that one corner. Lots of room on the other side. Good court vision.
Wow, that splits the two defenders there. Pudabar, whom we mentioned earlier, and Joe Jackson. Canada. 12 for Medell now. And this one's going to be reeled in once again by Lee Fredette. Inbounded to Letourneau, who starts calling the shots, says he needs a little bit of support. Gets it from Rodriguez.
Got it across half, got his dribble in, and got it to his big man. That's his job.
Pudabar inbounds to Aoki, who returns the compliment. Pudabar bounces the ball. You have to bounce it once every 10 seconds, or alternatively pass it, or of course score.
Also an option.
Plenty of passes being lofted here, there, and everywhere by the Canadians.
USA's deficit back to 3. Aoki held up at the line there. Smart to stop and try and pass it over. When Medell's got you at that line, he's got you thinking about, is he going to try and push you back across it, or is he going to get into my lap and take the ball away? And whichever one you're looking for, he's going to do the other.
It's a turnover for USA. It was desperation stuff to keep the ball in bounds and also to get it over the halfway line, and Corey Caldwell couldn't quite manage that. He's trying to get it back. Aoki worms his way through and in the end gets the call for illegal reaching.
Lots of Canadian hands reaching in on that one. Aoki just snuck in and stole that pass away.
So all of a sudden the 3-try game is a 1-try game. Medell to Letourneau. He won't be able to outpace Pudabar, so he hands it off to Caldwell, who's then apologetic for firing it past the referee rather than giving it straight to him.
Better to apologize than to get a delay-a-game penalty.
It's always better to apologize to the refs, isn't it, regardless of what's happened?
Yes, otherwise it comes back to haunt you.
Caldwell.
Good seal on that corner. Oh, and it's the foul. Coach Cote up. He thought that was a held ball. And even though USA would have retained possession, it would have given Canada the possession arrow at the end of the quarter. We got 3 minutes left. Looks like some substitutions.
Caldwell in the bin. It's a dead ball, so yes, substitutions can be made.
Fredette 11 and Wheeler 10. O'Neill 15. Coming back in.
USA going with the double Josh.
United States number 5.
They also have a double Chuck and a double Adam.
Exactly, yes, you have the double Chuck and a double Adam, yes. Katuro and Sarah Adam, I like that one. I hadn't picked up on that one.
They often play together too.
There we go.
One of the U.S. favorite lines, just from a morale perspective, is the 2-5-2-5-1-5-1-5. I see them get excited when they call that in practice. Wheeler almost hit it that line. He was hit, he got rid of the ball.
Time management, he has to bounce at every 10. Well remembered.
Can also be in that key, only 10 seconds, so he's thinking about that too. And that's the New York Mets symbol.
Was it Mets? I thought it was the Yankees there. So I was about to boom.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong.
I felt
I don't know.
like I bristled at it.
I'm not a fan of either team.
I think they were just holding it up to annoy the Canadians, who obviously are all fans of Canada's team, the Blue Jays. And Major League Baseball stopped for the season, hasn't it?
I don't know.
It's finished. It's finished.
It stopped for the Tigers.
Yeah, it stopped for the Tigers about 2 weeks ago. It stopped for the Jays a week ago. So yeah, it's over, isn't it? We'll start again. We'll go again. We'll all go down to Florida for spring training in March, and we'll all start again. Inside the last 2 minutes, Medell with a lot to do, and calls the final timeout. There was no way he was going to get that and get the brakes on. Always looks impassive, Zach Medell. Whatever happens, always calm, focused, game face.
Well, he's been in some huge games. You know, gold medals at the Paralympics when he was like 18. World Championships. They just won Quad Nations.
He was in the final of the Australian Championships this year for the Queensland Cyclones. Lost that final to the New South Wales Gladiators. So 15 seconds on the possession clock, but it won't matter because Whitehead is there, another high pointer. So they made it stick. They used that timeout. They got them a point, got them a try. But that's it. All of the get out of jail free cards are gone.
It's like Wheeler. That wheel is spinning. Still.
Called a timeout, or was a foul called? He seemed to be calling a timeout. The timeout has been called, so.
Yeah, if he hadn't, because he had the ball, it would have been a turnover. If he didn't have the ball, then wherever the ball was, that's where the ball belongs after that timeout.
So excellent work by Zach Medell. He's stolen a timeout from USA, or rather he's made them burn one. He can't keep it himself, obviously. Medell boxed in there. Excellent defensive work. Off the ball there by Josh Wheeler. Yes, he was wrapped in by a pair of Joshes.
Coach Delgrave, pretty animated there. He's trying to get them to do something. I don't think they can hear him. It's one of the things about this stadium. It's so loud with the music and the crowd. It's hard to communicate with your teammates, let alone from the bench.
He's there going, Windex, Yankees. Detroit Tigers AAA franchise.
Toledo Mudhens.
It's the Toledo Mudhens, isn't it? Yes.
I think so.
Buffalo Bisons for the Jays. Used to be Syracuse back in the day. Anyway, let's get back to the sport that we're here to watch. 51.6 seconds to go. Canada with a 2-point lead.
Oh, we're definitely watching.
Now, they're not going to want to use their timeouts, you wouldn't have thought, to wind down the clock, but you'd never know.
I think they'll work it down to 15 and then try and dive in.
So possession.
Maybe not. The way 15. He's behaving, he's going to call timeout. He's got to get in a dribble, though, or at least get it out of his lap.
Tries to put it on the floor, and
he dribbled, and oh, the foul. And maybe that's what he was trying to do, is draw a foul so that they didn't have to use a timeout. Possibility. I mean, you see they do that in football. They line up and they hope you're going to jump off sides, right?
Yep, we're going to go. Yep. So Whitehead in the bin. There has been a substitution, so Newby and Melton coming on.
The sure-handed deuces coming to balance out that line.
A couple of Joshes going off. And there we go. Yes, Aoki was, as you say, Dave, he was desperate to draw that foul. So, no possession clock required. It's just the game clock, and it's obviously 4 on 3. So they're going to score, and they're going to run down the clock. Zach says, no, you're not.
Yeah, whether or not that was his plan, it certainly worked.
So it's a one-try game, 6 seconds to go. Rushfield gets it into Medell with 5.5 seconds.
He's got the speed, but will he have the lane?
Tries to barge his way through, can't get it over, so success for United States there in terms of tactics. They won the quarter 14-12. They've reduced the deficit, so going into the big break, it's Canada 27, USA 26.
Yeah, turnover story 4-2. But that last try puts them back within 1. So well done by USA to fight back, get this thing close. And I got 10 minutes to figure out what they're going to do in the second half.
Exactly.
To get that next one back.
Absolutely.
To a century of growing together and knowing the next 100 can be even better.
Rio's got a flat, I think. Try it.
Don't just go to the give and go. Let's run that screen. Let's get some work on that.
I just catch them with my elbows every time because I know it's coming. I just go hit, hit. I'm not clearing out, I'm pushing. So I push.
That's bold. Bold call. Hey, that's it. He's on me. Tony. I'm calling you over. Turn back, crack, let's go.
Will be in this arena at 5 o'clock. France against
7 minutes before we go for the next half of the game. 27 for Canada, 26 for the United States. A little turnover for America, which put them in a better spot than after the first quarter. But Canada is playing an outstanding game. They did the right strategy. They're in control of the ball. They have a great communication. And of course, the Michael Jordan of Team Canada, Zach Medell, is having one of the greatest match of this tournament so far. So it's looking good. 16 minutes more of playing time, and hopefully Canada will come out on top and win this quarterfinal to qualify for the semifinal. The winner of the semifinal will play against Japan tomorrow. Japan are the defending world champion. They had a great tournament in a round robin. They won 5 match and 0 loss, and they are also the Canada Cup champion, and they won a bronze medal last year at the Paralympics at home. The Americans, well, traditionally, like I said earlier, they are an outstanding team, probably the greatest team of all time. This year was quite of a challenge for the American team. They were not allowed to travel to Richmond and British Columbia back in June, as many members of the team had COVID. So their preparation leading up to these World Championships was not optimal. They didn't have as many opportunities as they were hoping for to compete against the best in the world. So maybe this is one of the reasons why they're not necessarily at the top of their game here at these World. They also lost one match against France, but you know, the rest of the world is also catching up. France is becoming one of the greatest nations in the world, Great Britain also, the Australian and the Canadian. Alors on est à la mi-temps, c'est 27-26 pour le Canada, un petit revirement, une mauvaise passe du Canadien Cody Caldwell a permis et a donné la chance aux Américains de réduire l'écart contre le Canada. Et bon, il reste encore 16 minutes de jeu, mais jusqu'à présent, la stratégie canadienne fonctionne. Le Canada a la chance d'être dans une bonne position. Ils ont une excellente communication et que dire de la star de l'équipe canadienne, le numéro 33, Zach Madel, qui livre la marchandise. Il est vraiment capable de contrôler la balle, d'avoir des bons échanges avec ses partenaires, avec ses collègues, avec ses coéquipiers. Et ça fait en sorte que le Canada est dans une bonne position. Les États-Unis, ils n'ont pas nécessairement la saison qu'ils souhaitaient. Lors de la Coupe Canada, un très grand tournoi, malgré le fait que ça s'appelle seulement la Coupe Canada, mais c'est un tournoi très, très relevé. Ça a lieu à Richmond, en Colombie-Britannique, au mois de juin dernier. Les Américains n'ont pas malheureusement pu faire le voyage à Vancouver parce que la majorité de l'équipe américaine avait testé positif dans les jours précédant le tournoi à la COVID. Alors, les Américains n'ont pas eu l'opportunité de faire énormément de matchs internationaux depuis les Jeux paralympiques de Tokyo l'été dernier. Et c'est ce qui fait en sorte que c'est peut-être pas la saison et les championnats du monde souhaités pour l'équipe américaine. Malgré tout, ils sont encore de finale. Ils ont encore une excellente chance de se diriger à la demi-finale. Mais avec la défaite un peu plus tôt à ce tournoi contre l'équipe française, ça démontre que l'équipe américaine est vulnérable, plus fragile. Il y a une opportunité pour les autres pays, dont la France, et on l'espère ici, le Canada, de remporter cette quart de finale. Et ce serait un moment historique pour le rugby en fauteuil roulant, car les Américains ont toujours monté sur un podium aux championnats du monde dans les 7 éditions précédentes et également à tous les Jeux paralympiques depuis 1996, dont la médaille d'argent l'été dernier à Tokyo. So we have 3 more minutes to go before the third quarter, the second half. They need to stay calm. They need to stay relaxed in the zone. Let's not get out of their strategy, because the next 16 minutes will say if Canada will have an opportunity to get to the podium. Unfortunately, if we don't win this quarterfinal, we will be we will be playing on the weekend, but we will go for the 5th to the 8th position. Unfortunately, the medals will be out of our way. But if we do qualify, though, if we win against the Americans, we will have a chance to play against Japan tomorrow in the semifinal. This specific time of where Canada will be playing, whether it's in semifinal or for another position, will be shared on a different platform of the Canadian Paralympic Committee and on CBC Sport, of course, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. We again thank you for watching this Paralympic Super Series Wheelchair Rugby World Championship. It's presented by Canadian Tire Sport Analytics, and I am Benoit Rutt. I have been here all week in Denmark, and I am so happy to live this outstanding experience and have to be so close to the player, to the field, and live the atmosphere. There's another quarterfinal later on tonight. Actually, just after this one, when I say tonight, it's local time here in Denmark. It will be the host nation against France. France were undefeated in the round robin, but you know, being at home, it's an extra player advantage for the Danish team. They will have a chance to qualify also for the semi-final this afternoon. So let's go back to the court. 1 more minute of playing, 8 minutes in the third quarter, and we will be back in the intermission before the last quarter. See you again soon.
Here we are back, as promised, with 45 seconds of the big break to go. And as you can see, USA 26, Canada 27. That yellow disc there means that USA have one timeout left. Canada have spent all theirs. USA are going to be inbounding as well. Canada in the lead. Who's going to be the happier of the two coaches?
Well, I think at this
Would
point,
you want to answer that in 40 minutes' time? Yeah, but I'd say
Delgrave is
Delgrave.
happy
Yep.
that he's got a chance to tie things up here for the first time since the opening tip. So they battled back.
Got the momentum, got possession.
And that's what they're hoping for, is that they have some momentum from the first half. They'll be able to ride that wave into the second.
We are about to find out if they can. 2 8-minute quarters to go. And a semi-final berth against the mighty world number 1 Japan up for grabs. Aoki finds space out to the right, and it is a tie game.
United States, number 5, Chuck Aoki.
Adam shouting on from the sidelines. Equipment change required.
Oh, it looks like Hirschfield's stuck up on the top of Wheeler's picker. You might not think that there's a picker on a high point chair, but there is that little bumper. You can use that to get in there and tie someone up a little bit.
That's one heck of a do that Jake Daly's got, isn't it? It's.
I used to have a man bun. I think he decided that's out now.
That was so 2020, 2021.
Oh, Hirschfield's all by himself up there, but Medell's going to take it himself.
Going to say outpaces O'Neill, but doesn't. How about that for some solid defense?
Nice corner. I think Medell thought he had it, so he might have let up a little bit. Good job by O'Neill.
Got it now, but that was skin of the teeth stuff. 2.6 seconds remaining, and required Mike Whitehead, the 46-year-old from Windsor, plays for the Ontario Thunder. It's Windsor, Ontario.
He's squeezed between that cone and a player enough times. He knows exactly how wide his chair is.
And then with a minimum of fuss, Aoki levels it up once again, as he's already done once in this quarter, in this first minute. Medell round the outside, and once again there's a Josh for company.
Watch that pass over the top with Wheeler there. He can throw that ball very far.
Give and go. And he's gone.
United States, Wheeler, number 10.
Trevor Hirschfield looking for the inbound, finding Medell. Good inbound from the one-pointer from BC.
Yeah, when he buckles down, he's going to get down that court and leave everybody else behind.
Aoki outpaces the aforementioned Hirschfield and receives that pass.
Wheeler put it right there on the numbers.
So everybody boxed in. He's got 10 seconds in which to inbound Hirschfield, and he does so. Medell managing to unpick that lock. Pops it over the top there to Whitehead. Courtier likes that.
Number 8, Whitehead.
Trading tries here. Canada with the advantage because they have the ball when it's tied. Both teams working to try and get that one turnover that will
It is.
give them the
It's
advantage.
the commentators' cliche truism. It's the next turnover is going to be huge.
Well, whenever it's close, of course it is.
over the halfway line.
USA reacting to the subs that Canada put in the box. Both teams looking to go when they have that opportunity.
When there's a dead ball or a timeout called. Not when a try is scored. I can see Dagenet getting ready to come on for Canada and Fabien Lavoie. So a couple of Quebecers. Lavoie the high pointer, Dagenet low pointer.
O'Neill almost got a hold of that pass. He took a swing at it.
Whitehead decides to hand it off to the magic man, Medel.
But that slowed him down enough that he couldn't bash through Wheeler and Aoki.
Pops it over the top. Another M&M's, Medel to Mike.
Again, he's dragging that defense over to the side so it creates enough space for Whitehead to sneak in. And Hirschfield working there to keep any defenders from getting to him. Number 10, Hirschfield, with his back to the camera in that play. Whoa.
Wheeler is going to be forced out of bounds. Oh, how did he get that one out?
Maybe
wow, that could be a huge
two
touch.
close calls there. That pass almost intercepted and then right at the line almost going out of bounds.
That could be a huge try in the context of this match.
Neither team letting up. Pressure's on. They both need to win this because if you lose this, you're out of contention for a medal.
Yes, lose this and you are playing one of the other defeated quarterfinalists with 5th or 6th place up for grabs at best. That was a 2-point swing on that last play. Could have been a turnover, turns out to be a score leveling try. Medel then gives Canada back the lead. They have to get it over the halfway line sooner rather than later. Does so. Is Medel going to get back? Yes, he is. Aoki's up there, though.
O'Neill's
picking up the loose ball.
He's really good with that touch pass. I saw him do that in the other gym 2 days ago where he was about to get laid out by a hit. He just hit the ball from underneath so that it went into the hands of, I believe, Wheeler.
Just a little bunt. Perfectly weighted.
Just getting it away from the defender and giving your partner an opportunity to pick it up.
Hirschfield with a little screen for Medel. Medel up into the 20s. Close to the line there.
The outcome of this game means more than just the rivalry. The team that ends up playing for no more than 5th also is affected in the funding department because teams are rewarded for their success as far as funding for their programs. So it certainly matters on a bigger scale.
I'd say Canada need the points as well. Canada currently 6th in the world, which I find very hard to believe, but then you see above them France, Australia, USA, GB, Japan. So 5 big teams ahead of them. Denmark just behind them. New Zealand in 8th, Brazil and Germany. Germany might be looking to sneak up into the top 8. You've also got Paralympic qualification as well. Is always a big one with Paris 24 around the corner. Medel stays in bounds. Whitehead hands him back off to him. I thought Whitehead was going to go on his own, but Medel has been pushed into the cone by Aoki in what is a huge turnover.
Yeah, that's big.
dragging over.
That's 2 times Aoki has been able to use his chair and push Zach Medell sideways. Once here in front of the bench for that out of bounds play that was a turnover, and then now in the cone. Zach not used to being pushed around like that.
USA looking for their first lead in a long, long while. They had the lead very early on in the first quarter.
Yeah, 72 tries ago.
Tenacious defense from the Canadians this time around. Aoki going this way and that, looking for it, pops it over to the top to Pudaba. Well, turnover one way, turnover the other, to the light of Shane Smith there, who is barking out his approval. So, the turnover, but couldn't make it stick. How about that? We wait an entire quarter for a turnover, then 2 come along at once.
A bit speechless.
And that is unlike you.
It is, especially when we're talking about rugby.
Exactly, yes. Absolutely tenacious defense from the Canadians there, after Team USA had done all the hard work to get the ball back. Aoki pushing Medell out. Pudaba gets it into Aoki. We're back level again.
Able to protect the ball with lots of arms coming in on him.
So we're back to where we were about 2 minutes ago. It's as if the last 2 minutes never happened. And yet they did, and there was some great rugby. Hands getting in there on Lavoie.
USA looking for a call for a held ball. But he's able to move it around enough that the referees aren't going to call that. Fortunate that USA didn't get some contact there and end up putting a player in the penalty box.
Yes, that's the risk.
Although they scored the try anyway. It's not like they're, you know, it's not a turnover situation. That's a bigger one. So a USA coach timeout.
Two coaches' timeouts allowed per team, obviously, and when one team calls it, the other team can benefit from it. They're not obliged to stay out on the court.
We're being treated to the many faces of Josh Wheeler here as we get this little montage.
42-year-old made his debut 11 years ago. His international debut, that is, from Tucson. One of 4 Arizona Wildcats in the squad. So into the last 2 minutes of this third quarter, this championship quarter. Fired over the top, and there is one of the many faces of Josh Wheeler. He showed the back of his face there.
Well, and after he scores a try, he's always got a big grin on his face. Oh, and he got the held ball there. Lavoie disagrees.
It was a very quick call on the held ball. It was difficult for us to see because obviously they got their backs to us.
So that is called that quick. It's because the offensive player doesn't have his hands on it, but Lavoie able to get it out of there. It's interesting that they called that.
Very quick call there. Be that as it may. Well, Canada still has the ball, but it means USA will start the fourth quarter as things stand with possession, so Medell knows the value of this particular try. Gets it over the line, 97 seconds to go. Oh, Courtier shaking his head. Dave Mangian next to me shaking his hands and trying to keep calm here.
Yeah,
Everybody.
even without wanting an outcome. It's very stressful, very intense game.
Certainly hope you are enjoying watching it wherever you are. It's early in the morning over in the east coast of Canada and the US. Very early in the morning, center and west. Ooh, that was plucked out of the air there by Mike Whitehead. That one as well. Medell.
That's why he's out there.
Medell needing to get over the halfway line or get the ball over there, and he does so. And Trevor Hirschfield, the co-captain, picks that one up. Looking up at the clock, 69 seconds to go. Time management of the essence. Priority 1, score. Priority 2, take some seconds off the clock and keep the ball away from your opponents. Medell gets back to Aoki, but there's a Josh there to run a screen. That's the perfect time to score, between 50 and 55 seconds. You know you're going to get at least one more possession.
Especially since Canada doesn't have a timeout. Of course, they could do the same thing that we saw last quarter, was draw a foul.
Come on, foul me. Come on. You know you want to. Foul me. Get a hand in there. So Medell's going to want to take as long as he can to score. You can see the possession clock there, 22. Main thing is, though, he wants to score.
No try. Looks like Eric Rodriguez got pushed across the line. We'll have to see a replay there. That is a huge turnover. USA has the opportunity to go up before the quarter ends and also start with the ball. There goes Rodriguez out before Medell.
Maybe half a second before, an absolute delight there on the face of Coach Delagrave. 22 seconds in which to take the lead. So again, USA wanting to score, not too quickly. You can hear the fans counting down. Whitehead trying to steal it off him. 6 seconds in which to score. He's gonna do it with seconds to go.
Wow, O'Neill caught that one as he rolled across the line. 0.8 seconds remain.
And the hooter goes at the end of the championship quarter, the third quarter, a quarter that was won 15-13 by USA, and they take the lead 41-40 with 8 minutes to go. What a thrilling last couple of minutes that was.
Yeah, really exciting to watch and also stressful.
A point to the good, USA, and they will also have possession going into the final quarter. It seemed that everything seemed to just go their way. That little bit of luck that you need to win championships, but you make your own luck as well. As the players try to cool themselves down in the red-hot atmosphere here in the Spectrum in Vejle.
Here's to a century of growing together and knowing the next 100 can be even better.
Two great play from the American teams, and they're taking the lead after 20 minutes of play, 41-40. Whoa, it's going to be tight until the end. A lot of pressure from that American team. They're playing really well, but let's make sure that Canada keeps their strategy. There's only 1 point difference, 1 quarter to go, 8 minutes of play time, and Canada could go to the semifinal. C'est un match extrêmement serré, hein, on l'a vu hein, jusqu'à la fin. Les Américains ont fait le dernier point avec moins d'1 seconde à faire. Hein, il faut le faire. Bravo, énormément de pression. Ils ont eu 2 revirements qui leur ont donné leur avantage durant le 3e quart. Le Canada n'a pas vraiment fait d'erreur, c'est les Américains qui ont extrêmement bien joué. Alors, il reste 8 minutes de jeu, un dernier quart, et le Canada tentera de remporter cette quart de finale pour se diriger vers la demi-finale. So let's go back to the court. It's very exciting. Lots of fun here action in Denmark. We are going to go to the fourth quarter, and we will be back at the end with more fun, and hopefully some athletes are going to stop by to say a few words in the mix zone.
Bound 8 minutes to decide who gets bragging rights in North America, but more importantly, who gets through to the semi-final of the Wheelchair Rugby World Championship 2022. USA with a 2-point lead.
And we're still going to have to pick a man of the match.
Oh,
and we're not going to know the outcome.
Good grief. To quote Charlie Brown, good grief.
Well, we've seen situations where we picked a man of the match, and Lucy's pulled the football out from us, and you know the GB game against France is a perfect example.
I think we'd already picked, Chris Ryan and I had already picked Aaron Phipps.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron Phipps was man of the match. It was the, or maybe the man of the match was the French mechanic who managed to get Jonathan Hivernin back up and running.
Yeah, he was out for a little while.
He was out for the best part of a quarter.
And they still hung in there.
Canada hanging in there.
Oh, we got a foul there. That's not a jump. Caldwell will go to the box. He got all arm.
Well, it's the fourth quarter. 2 points adrift. It's the kind of thing that Canada are going to have to start doing now. They've got to try to provoke a held ball, maybe even a turnover. We have a Josh down. O'Neill of that ilk. And the stadium DJ, as they like to do whenever someone's taking a tumble, plays free falling.
Canada's still playing, looks like they're going to be playing defense pretty aggressively, though they also need to be wary of another penalty. Can't be reaching in on the ball in this situation.
USA here are going to try to take as long as they can off the clock. Hence going the long way home. 4 on 3, a point to the good. You can see the possession clock there. Top middle of your screen, 10-9, and you can hear it.
United States 44, score 5-5, LE.
Well, we've seen plenty of 2-point deficits erased in the final quarter throughout this World Championship.
Seen a couple erased in this game.
We have indeed.
Bell struggling to get in there, 18 seconds. He's trying to draw the defense over.
This way and
help
that.
his team get set up there.
There's the Cody Caldwell fan club there from Peterborough, Ontario. Fredette almost getting in the way of Aoki.
O'Neill did well just to hang on to that ball.
There was a timeout called there.
Aoki called that because he couldn't get in there to reach the ball out of O'Neill's lap. But that's their last one.
It is, so at least they've achieved something here, Canada. They have made USA burn their last timeout.
So that's big because USA was counting on having that at the end to control the clock. So they don't have that luxury anymore.
You can see Aoki calling that there. Morale thinking, gosh darn it, we were about to steal that ball.
Caldwell filled up in front of the chair, so that's where Aoki wanted to go, is come in the front of the chair of O'Neill so he could hand it to him. And Caldwell beat him there.
So it's not a resetting of the possession clock. You can see 15 seconds to go in which to score, but that is absolutely more than enough time if your name is Chuck Aoki. Three-time Paralympic medalist, 3 times World Championship medalist, gold in 2010. Ball handed off to Medell.
If Canada were to take USA down, this would be the first major tournament where US had not won a medal.
Indeed.
Medaled in every World Championship and every Paralympics so far.
Well, so there is a huge statistic on the line.
Absolutely.
Medell on the outside looking in once again.
Morale had a lot of space there that Medell could have hit him, but I think he was afraid Aoki would back up and get his hand up in on that pass.
Ooh, that was fingertip stuff. Medell's going to chase O'Neill, but not going to make it.
Wheeler with a pirouette there as he got spun, but no call by the referee. It didn't create any advantage. The pass got where he needed it to go.
USA, where are they? Back in the key.
Looks like Fredette was 4th one in the key. So he will get to watch this play.
He's going to sit there in the sin bin. Well, I was going to say for at least a minute, but
I don't think Canada's going to take quite that long. Is that?
I thought there was going to be a timeout there, but no, it was purely the substitution. So yes, Canada, it's either a minute or until Canada scores. So Canada, time is of the essence. They're 2 adrift.
Unless, of course, it's a penalty try, which it is. So on the penalty try, Fredette will stay in the box.
Well, there we go.
And that a very heads-up play by Canada. So you'll watch set up by the pick of Letourneau, and Wheeler knows he made a mistake there. He shouldn't be that close to the try line in this situation. Oh, they didn't give him the penalty try. Both guys are in the box. But the result the same. Once Canada scores, you still have someone in the box, but the real benefit there is that Wheeler's in the box instead of Fredette. And that makes it a lot harder for USA to score.
So double power play. 47-46, USA with the inbound. But there's only 3 of them.
Now Canada called a timeout, a bench timeout. The coach is going to talk to him about what the situation is here. They have to figure out how, with Wheeler in the box and Fredette inbounding, all you have is Aoki and O'Neill. They should be able to stop those 2 guys with their 4. At least that's the theory. So they've got Lavoie taking O'Neill, and the other three trying to stop Aoki, and not able to do so. It just shows you the strength of execution.
Fredette's still in the box, but it doesn't particularly matter. They've managed to kill off that power play, more or less. So, huge execution there from USA.
Yeah, they really needed to keep the ball from getting on the floor at all by triple teaming Aoki, and they weren't able to do it.
Delight on the bench. We are over halfway through this final quarter.
Pico Dagenet in there, making sure Wheeler couldn't just cross.
Chuck Aoki taking his time and then picking out O'Neill. That's ideal for USA. Took 27 seconds off the clock and added a point to the scoreboard.
O'Neill's number has been called a lot this game. In many situations, not just for scoring tries.
Medell looking for a route through. Aoki says, "You're not going by me."
Dagenet is yelling, "I got the corner." He was leaning into it so he could get enough out of his lungs. Corner!
He yelled enough for you to hear, and then finally Zach Medell picked up on it. It's a one-point game.
Body language. Once again, O'Neill.
Neither team has any timeouts left.
USA 50, Canada 48.
And now we start the clock management chess game.
Canada just need to score. Well, they need to score. They need to score reasonably quickly, and they need to generate a turnover. They had that huge opportunity 4-on-2. Couldn't get a turnover there.
Trying to get out of the key. Lavoie needs to get out of there. He was in there for a long time.
Fredette making sure he doesn't go in.
Shot clock down to 2. Canada without a timeout.
And Zach's not going to get through in time. It's a huge turnover, and the bench, the US bench is going wild again. That, well, could well be it.
Great defensive play there by USA.
Did not give up for a second. Absolute wall.
Adele kept trying to go around the left side, and Dagenet couldn't get the advantage he was looking for. And by the time he got the hole on the right, it was over.
Two minutes to go.
It's a shame someone has to lose this one. Both teams have played really well. They've played really competitive games with everyone they faced. Whitehead to Medell. Chance to get back within 1. Again, having trouble with this key. And now Whitehead pushed out, but they've got 20 seconds.
Canada getting the ball back, but not able to score quickly. That's been their downfall.
Again, Fredette broke that one up. So Whitehead's job there is to get inside the key so he can take a pass. Did they say no try? Oh, they said he went out and in.
Substitution, USA.
Every time they manage to turn it around, to a certain extent, Canada, USA say, no, we're going to get it right back off you. A few last-minute substitutions.
The low point play, especially in that key, has been great for USA. And now Canada trying to make something happen.
Which they've got to do.
But with a minute 13, give USA a new shot clock. They're going to use all of it.
73 seconds to go, 40 of which are going to be used up here after Trevor Hirschfield got a bit handsy with Chuck Aoki. Medell's going to keep him honest, try and bounce him over the line. He goes over anyway.
And the theory is there, be up by 3 with a minute 4. Be pretty hard to come back in that, although
biggest lead of the match. Well, Canada first and foremost need to score quickly, and they have not done that all quarter. That key defense from USA has been absolutely rock solid.
Whitehead making that possible. Medell crosses the try line, still down 2. Need to make something happen here, but these desperation reaches just give the USA more clock advantage. It's got to be a good situation.
No timeouts left, and as long as this is corralled, which it is, that surely's it. Chuck to Chuck, Aoki to Melton. Medell's going to keep on keeping on. USA going to keep on. Well, the main thing for them is to maintain possession right now. 30 seconds to go. Well, how about that? The opportunity's there, and he's not going to get that in time. He does! How about that from Newby?
And that's why you push all the way to the ball. A lot of times you'll see guys push and then put their hands out and wait for the ball to come to them. You got to keep pushing. Make sure you get that ball. Great job there by Eric Newby.
Still a 2-try game, but Newby there, I do believe, has iced it for USA, pushing all the way.
I'm not sure I'm still ready to breathe.
I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I know that a lot can happen in 13 seconds. Fires that one forward, and that's out of bounds. So Canada forces the turnover, but with 3.7 seconds to go. I don't think Chuck Melton's going to mind about that too much. Inbounded, and the countdown is on. Medell's not going to get in, and the battle of North America, the Parapan Derby, has been won by USA 53-51. An absolute thriller. Some late turnovers, particularly at the end of the third quarter when Aoki managed to push Zach Medell into the cone. That seemed to swing the momentum over to the United States, and they have won their quarterfinal. They are through to the semis, where they will face world number 1, Japan.
Well, they trended up. They won every quarter, except the first.
USA, number 15, Josh O'Neill.
The Grundfos player of the match, Josh O'Neill. Sterling work from the low pointer. Brilliant screens and picks. Had a lot of court time. And he takes the plaudits from his teammates. Well deserved. And a very popular decision. I'm not just saying that because it was our decision as well.
You know, even looking at the stats at the end, 3 steals by Canada, only 1 by USA. But it ended up being 7 turnovers to 6. It's the first try, last try that ended up being the big difference.
First try, last try, the odd little calls on hell balls, that kind of thing. It's always going to be incredibly difficult. It's always going to be tight between these two, and it was going to come down to the finest of margins. Patrick Coté having a word with the officials there, but I think it was just the same.
A great game, but unfortunately for Team Canada, the United States came on top, 53-51. They qualify America for the semifinals. They will have the ability to keep their history aligned with another medal. They will face Japan in the semifinal. If they win, they will go to the gold medal game. It will be quite early, I believe. Also, Eastern Time Canada and Western, of course, Pacific Time. They will face the team that will lose the other quarterfinal later on today. We will know. I would encourage you to go on the different platforms of the Canadian Paralympic Committee and CBC Sport to find out at what time Canada is going to play. We might do a package depending on the time if it's too early in the morning back in Canada. That being said, this will be on Sunday morning, also local time, and we will also have a package done for you to show you these highlights and the best moment for Team Canada. Alors, on a un athlète qui est avec nous aujourd'hui. We will go to Cody Cadwell, number 9. Hey, Cody, how are you? So, Cody, semi-final against America, never an easy one. What do you think?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a grind for all 32 minutes of the game. It was. We had a great start. The arrows and the last goals at the end of quarters didn't quite go our ways, and that cost us. And we had a few costly turnovers, but I mean, yeah, there's not much to say. It's just disappointing. We came here to medal, or to win, definitely to medal, and yeah, just, you know, losing sucks.
Yeah, it does, of course, and especially in quarterfinal. The team had a great start compared to the beginning of the tournament. The team had a good start. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, we've had great starts all year. So it's just a matter of putting it all together, coming out strong. I think we pressured the U.S. hard, and they made a couple mistakes. I'm sure they'll say that they just bobbled it or had a couple of unforced mistakes, but we took care of the ball at a great start. And yeah, I mean, it was a good start, so hopefully we can carry that momentum. We got 2 more games left, so we're going to need those starts of both games because every team here is going to be tough.
The pressure from the Americans was quite intense in the third and also in the last quarter. Was there anything that the team could have done to potentially compensate the pressure from the Americans?
No, I think we played them. I mean, we know them like the back of our hand. We've played them enough this year, over the last decade. We have an experienced team. They do too. We just, yeah, couldn't get it done. Yeah, not too much pressure. Just a couple things we didn't execute on, and in this game, you know, every turnover matters. And yeah, there's just a couple unlucky bounces here, and yeah,
you guys are champions, but it's not over, like you said. There's 2 more games to go. How do we step up? How do we bounce back from this tomorrow and Sunday?
Well, I mean, if you can't get remotivated after a loss, and you don't want to come out here and win every game, then I don't know if you should really be playing the sport. And I have no doubt of everybody on our team that we want to win every game. We want to win every game in this tournament. So we're going to go back to the hotel, debrief, get ready for whoever we play next, and you know, come out and hopefully have a good start, execute the whole game, and we'll have no problem winning and finishing 5th, which sucks to say, but that's our reality. So that's our goal now.
Well, be proud, Cody. Canada is very proud. Get some rest, and we will be back tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks, Benoit. Thanks everybody for your support. We appreciate the messages, and hopefully we'll win out for everybody.
Congrats. Thank you, Cody. Alors, c'était Cody Caldwell, numéro 9 de l'équipe canadienne. Et bon, bien sûr, on a vu la déception dans son visage, mais également dans ses propos. Le but, c'était de remporter cette médaille d'or au championnat du monde, potentiellement même de monter on l'espérait monter sur un podium. Ça ne sera pas le cas. Maintenant, il faut retourner à l'hôtel, se reposer et essayer de retrouver le momentum pour finir dans le meilleur classement que le Canada peut avoir, c'est une 5e position maintenant. Le pire, c'est une 8e. Le week-end déterminera les prochains matchs, déterminera la position du Canada. So this is it for today's broadcast live on CBC Sport and also on the Canadian Paralympic Committee. We thank you for watching. We will be back tomorrow with most likely highlights, a big nice package for you of those games. Depending on the time, we might go live, but I encourage you also to go on the different platforms of the Canadian Paralympic Committee to find out when and where to watch, but the when, of course, to watch tomorrow and Sunday these games from Team Canada, but with more information on the exact time. You are watching the Paralympic Super Series Wheelchair Rugby World Championships live from Denmark. It was a real pleasure to be with you. We will be back again tomorrow. My name is Benoit Huot. I was your host for this week, and this is presented also by Canadian Tire Sport Analytics. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. See you again on the weekend.
Here's to a century of growing together and knowing the next 100 can be even better.